Testing, testing. All right. Looks good. Let's see here. Looks good. All right. All right. Come here. Let's see. Whoop. All right. Let me just go ahead and send out some messages real quick. Everything set up. Hoping everything looks good. Let's see. There we go. All right. I think, man, I wish the let's see. I wish my music would play through, but it doesn't sound like it is. I gotta fix that somehow. Let's see. Linux. Getting everything all set up, hoping everything works. It'll be public. Let's see. Looks good. There. Here we go. All right. All right, we are ready, I believe. Yeah. All right. So, currently looking at the severe weather threat for Middle Tennessee. You may notice I'll take a look at Arkansas at some points. That's just I got family there as well. So currently, we're looking at a two tornado warnings in western Tennessee. Near the one of them is near the Tennessee River, just to the west of it, and the other is heading towards Jackson, Tennessee. In fact, are these two warnings for the same cell or different ones? I can go ahead and switch to the Memphis radar. Okay, so let me. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So taking a look at Memphis. This is the Memphis radar. We've got two supercells that'll be heading to the northeast, heading towards Jackson, Tennessee. Jackson, Tennessee has already encountered a tornado warning. It had a tornado on the ground at one point, then that tornado lifted. We are currently following that storm as it heads to the northeast in the general direction of Cumberland City and Clarksville. Two more supercells have developed behind that, just north of the Mississippi border. And then taking a look back at the Nashville radar. Here. We are currently looking at a severe thunderstorm near Duck River to the northwest of Columbia, heading in the direction of Fairview and Kington Springs, Bellevue area. This storm is warned currently for 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. Hail threat is radar indicated, so nothing confirmed with this storm at the moment. The current concern is that any of these storms could begin rotating and become supercells, at which point the main threats will be long track tornadoes, unfortunately. Let me see here. Make sure everything's good. All right. Okay. Yep, things look good there. So currently monitoring the severe storms and the tornado warning. At the moment, I'm not seeing anything concerning heading towards the Nashville area in terms of rotation, but that could change quickly. The atmosphere is primed for severe weather today. So pretty much everyone in Middle Tennessee needs to have their safe place cleared out today. These storms could get rotating very quickly and produce a tornado at any time once they start spinning. Currently, Middle Tennessee, to the east of Cheatham County, so Dixon, east of Dixon, are not under a tornado watch. The biggest tornado threat remains here in the western Tennessee. However, the SPC still has Nashville under a 10% risk for tornadoes. Those here along the Mississippi River in Memphis are still under the high risk. That high risk is for a 30% chance of tornadoes with a 10% or greater chance of that tornado being an EF2 or stronger. The main concern with these cells are biggest threats are going to be hail and tornadoes. Later tonight, we're expecting a front to move through. The front is currently to the west Mississippi River in Arkansas. And those could also bring hail, strong winds, and tornadoes with it as well. As for this cell here, heading towards Camden, it's looking less impressive on radar than it has been in the past. Here. It still has a nice hook to it that we can see using the Memphis radar. It's kind of in between all three of near Paducah, Nashville, and Memphis. So it's hard to get a good clear picture of it, but you can tell there is rotation still within it. These two supercells down here look much better in terms of rotation. They have more of a classic supercell hook shape. Currently thinking the bottom one here will cut off the supply of more moist air to this one in the top right, but the rotations does seem to be increasing, or at the very least staying constant in that right supercell. As we put it in motion, we can see it. Moving back to our Nashville radar. You can see here the storm near Chapel Hill has some mild rotation with it here. It'll be something to watch for north of Lewisburg. And then I'm going to go to my animation settings and decrease the speed just a little bit. We get a better idea of how these storms are moving and working. Earlier today, the atmosphere was capped over Middle Tennessee, which prevented storms from firing. That cap seems to be gone now. Without a current weather balloon data, it's hard to tell exactly what's going on in that upper atmosphere. But the fact that these storms were able to fire up is concerning. This morning, the Storm Prediction Center, or the National Weather Service weather balloon, had about 1,500 joules per kilogram of CAPE, which is more than enough for storms to fire, and plenty of wind shear for tornadoes. So we're looking at all possible types of threats. We got a nice, moist, elevated layer, so we can expect large hail as well. Low-level jet over Tennessee also means that our severe wind threat is high. As we continue to watch these storms, so the storm near Chapel Hill has just gotten severe warned. We're looking at 60-mile-per-hour winds. The storm is moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. Radar indicated hail size of 1 inch and 60-mile-per-hour winds are the main threats with this storm here. If we can get some storm motion here. There's looking at the general path of the storm based on current estimates. And then, so another severe thunderstorm warning for Kingston Springs, White Bluff, and Burns, Ashen City, and just outside of Pegram. Once again, this storm is for 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail. Not seeing much rotation with it in terms of the low levels. Or the upper levels, really. There is some, but not concerned at this moment for a tornado with this storm. Keeping an eye, so we currently have 3 severe thunderstorms. And unfortunately, this is going to be the rest of the day. We're looking at cells that pop up, produce some strong winds and hail, possibly a tornado, and continuing on from there. Let's see. So currently I'm taking a look at the SPC mesoscale analysis. Let me see if I can pull that up on stream real quick. Let's see. That didn't work. Sorry about that. Let's move back here. That didn't work. Come on. All right. Sorry, all right, good news is, looks like that previous thunderstorm warning for Leapers Fork has been canceled. Release allowed to expire. Let's see. So yeah, it's been canceled, which is good. Still watching. Sorry, had a cough. Still watching the storms closely. Just put the storms back in motion. Why doesn't that work? Worked last time. Oh well. Alright. So here is the SPC mesoscale analysis. Let's see if I can't. There we go. Alright. So currently looking, we've got, looking at our surface-based CAPE. This is using model data to see what the models think will be happening at this time. So unfortunately, it's not quite up to speed with real time, obviously. But currently it's saying that there's plenty of CAPE. Taking a look at our wind shear. Less wind shear over Middle Tennessee and more to the southwest, which is what we were seeing with those tornado warnings. That's a good sign. But the fact that there's still 250 is enough for tornadoes. Thinking like supercell composite just shows kind of the odds of supercells, and yeah, it's saying that there's definitely the chance. We want to take a look at our tornado parameter. Less so over Middle Tennessee, more the southwest. That's what we expect. That's what we're seeing. Still over 0 for Middle Tennessee, but yeah. So it pretty much what we expected to happen is happening. The biggest severe threat is to the west. Biggest tornado threat is towards the west, and the more but severe weather is still possible here. Let's see here. All right. Currently, there are no confirmed tornadoes. However, those in Brewston, Camden, New Johnsonville, you aren't in the tornado warning currently, but very likely to be put under a new one. Big Sandy, Eva, prepare to be in your safe places as the storm moves your way. Waverly as well. Currently, this storm still has the makings of a supercell and a tornadic one at that. In fact, it looks like rotation has increased slightly. Yeah. Okay, so they decided to go away with the tornado warning and actually issue a considerable threat severe thunderstorm warning. This is for 70-mile-per-hour winds, 2-inch hail, and a possible tornado. So this black bordered yellow is the severe. Sorry, severe thunderstorm warning. You get a drink here. So this is the storm to watch currently in Middle Tennessee. It has produced a tornado in the past, and still has all the makings of a supercell. Turn this volume down a little bit. I think I'm a little loud. Okay. As for Cheatham County, this storm here does have a little bit of rotation with it, but it's very broad and not all that concerning. This little bit down here is likely just radar issues. You can see it's just a radar glitch. They're common. They happen. The storm near Chapel Hill doesn't seem to have much rotation with it at all, which is good. It had some earlier, but that seems to have mostly gone away. Looking at a wind and hail threat with both these storms. In fact, this one near Cheatham County seems to have a pretty decently sized hail core. Wonder if hail chances. Let's see. This is looking at echo tops, the tops of the clouds. Looking at a fair bit, 40,000, 50,000 feet. They're tall. This one here, reaching 50,000. Look at our rotation. This is a rotation tracker pretty much. Like I said, weak rotation in these storms, but overall not much. Much more here with the Camden storm. So this cell heading into Camden has produced some fairly large hail, 2.5 inches. That is very large. And it's produced a tornado. Taking another look at these cells back to the southwest towards Memphis. And the reason why we're paying attention to these is because those will eventually be moving northeast and entering Middle Tennessee if they stay together. There's no guarantee that they will. I wish that we had a new weather balloon launch, but currently I'm not seeing any updated soundings. It's possible they launched one and the data was bad and they couldn't use it. That's also possible. So for anyone in Middle Tennessee, if you see pictures of hail or damage, please report it on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, with the hashtag TSpotter in Middle Tennessee. That lets the Weather Service know what's going on. Tag the Weather Service, tag National Weather. That's a huge help to those at the forecast offices. They're able to better use that data to provide better warnings. This Fairview storm is starting to get its act together again. You can see how it went from having some purples, which resemble higher rates of rain for hail, to weekend, and now it's starting to get some more purples again. That storm is heading towards Bellevue and Pegram. No rotation with it, so I'm not concerned there. Let's see. We are currently essentially in a waiting game for tornadoes, if any want to form from Middle Tennessee. But however, everyone in Middle Tennessee should have their safe places cleaned out and ready to go at a moment's notice. The most interior room of your house on the lowest level have helmets for your kids and yourself. I have a helmet. I'm an adult. Have your shoes on, preferably shoes that you would wear like outdoors or hiking. And be ready to go at a moment's notice. But with these storms, it's important to not be scared. You want to be ready and prepared for them, of course. But being scared does no one any good. It just causes you undue stress. All right, so okay. So the National Weather Service and Storm Prediction Center have extended the tornado watch to include the counties of Cheatham, Davidson, Dixon, Hickman, Lawrence, Lewis, Murray, Robertson, Sumner, Wayne, Williamson County, and continues for Houston, Humphreys, Montgomery, Perry, and Stewart, Tennessee until 12 a.m. So this tornado watch, is a potentially dangerous situation tornado watch. That means that tornadoes are expected, and tornadoes could be strong and long track. But we've already seen one tornado today in Tennessee, western Tennessee. So if we zoom out, take a look at the main line of storms. Let me this up. One of the Memphis radar will give the best picture of this. Okay. Here's the main line right here. Here's the cold front. And along this front and ahead of it, there are a total of 15 tornado warnings. Some up in Illinois, 2 in Missouri, 4 in Arkansas, 2 in Tennessee, 2 in Texas, 1 in Louisiana. So this is the line that will be heading. It's currently on its way east. Looks like we've got tornado reports in DeWitt, Arkansas, to the east of Pine Bluff. Once this line passes, you're done for the night for severe weather. However, flooding remains a major concern. So as these move east, that's likely why our tornado watch was extended into Middle Tennessee, not only for these leading supercells, but also for the main line. The main line is the more guaranteed of the two from Middle Tennessee of severe weather. Doesn't mean there will be a tornado or anything, but it's a strong possibility. Keep an eye on this Ashton City storm as it continues to strengthen. Currently, rotation embedded within. This is still likely some big inflow. So reds are away from the radar, screens are towards. So what this shows would be clockwise rotation or anticyclonic. That's the opposite of what tornadoes typically do. So when we see something like that, we think it's more of a radar glitch, or it's possible that it's just inflow into the storm. Let's put this in motion. This one right here. So thing we watch out for is this area here. If this starts hooking downwards continuously, that's where you got some issues. Right now, it's not too concerning, but it's something we got to watch. And there goes the considerable threat. So the severe thunderstorm for Ashland City, we're looking at 2-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds with this storm as it continues its way through Cheatham County. Ashland City is you're probably hearing some hail hitting your roofs or your windows. If you can safely get a picture, feel free, but do not go outside during this storm. In fact, technically with these storms, you want to stay inside and away from windows. Only if you can safely get a picture. Stormy near Camden still has a supercell, has that supercell shape to it with the hook, but rotation seems to have come down with that one. Kingston Springs, Fairview, Pegram, got a nice storm heading your way. Could be some hail with it. Not seeing any rotation with it, which is good. Eagerville, College Grove, and Holt's Corner. Again, a little bit of rotation with this storm, but mostly looking at a hail and wind event there. See, radar picking up hail sizes of about 1/2 inch. That's not enough to have a warning for it. Let's see. All right. Zooming back out, that storm near Stuttgart in Arkansas with that confirmed tornado has gone PDS warned. Confirmed, yeah. Heading northeast. Let's see. So they've extended this warning out of Cheatham County as expected to the northeast. Let me see here. Sorry, just need to send a message real quick. There we go. Sorry, messaging family to let friends know. We have a lot of family in Arkansas, mostly east of the interstate, but there are some friends of family that are in eastern Arkansas, so just had to let them know to make sure people there are paying attention and are safe. So something that is good to see with these storms that are severe warned is they don't have the tornado possible tag, which is different than a tornado warning. So when conditions are possible for tornadoes but aren't likely, they will sometimes give these severe thunderstorms a tag that says tornado possible. And currently, neither of these have that. The only one that does is this warning out near Camden. A little concerned with the bit of a hook here forming near Ashland City. Going to have to watch that closely. You got nice inflow coming in. Radar's picking up hail of 3.3 inches. If that's likely not actually reaching the ground, but it is possible that there is large hail falling there. As we can look at here, possibility of severe hail. It's saying that it's maxed out, which makes sense. So Ashland City is likely getting, or has been hammered with some large hail recently. So that's becoming more and more concerning with each radar frame. Those northeast of Ashton City should prepare to seek shelter should this trend continue. That could get tornado warned if rotation starts picking up. So Pleasant View, Coppertown, Greenbrier, Ridgetop, Springfield. Be on your guard. You'll want to be paying attention for this cell right here as it continues to develop and strengthen. Currently monitoring closely this storm. Strong winds and hail with it. It's looking. Let's see here. Wish I had more people. Take a look at this stuff. I'm sorry, I've got a lot of messages, people asking me about. So yeah, Pleasant View, Coppertown, Springfield, Greenbrier. Be ready to seek shelter should this get tornado warned. Things are developing rather quickly with this storm, and throughout the day, it continues to strengthen. We're getting some very likely very large hail falling in this storm. With large hail that it'll hurt if you get hit by it. Whoa, what happened to that? Why did it do that? So this is going to take a look a bit higher up in the storm. And so there's definitely rotation inside this cell right here near Ashton City. That's the one to watch out for at the moment. In fact, let's see here. Actually, that looks like it was. That was a while ago. Go back here. Coopertown. My mistake. Coopertown, Pleasant View, Springfield, Greenbrier, Ridgetop, Millersville. Be prepared for should a tornado warning be issued to seek shelter. Taking a look, second cell going through Bellevue and Pegram. Mild rotation with it. Storm near McKinnon, Aaron, northwest of Waverly. Remains severe warned with considerable threat of tennis ball sized tail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Weather Service is currently estimating golf ball sized hail with this storm in Ashton City. That's 1.5 inches. Sorry, 1 3/4 inches. It's like this storm is fairly quickly died out here near Cottage Grove as it continues to weaken. This warning will likely be canceled as it moves out of the area. Keep a close eye on these two supercells to the southwest. More tornadoes along the main line in Arkansas, west of the Mississippi River. Be watching those as it comes through tonight. All right, let me take a drink real quick. All right. So just to recap, today there is a enhanced to moderate risk of severe weather across Middle Tennessee with a high risk in Western Tennessee. The biggest threats are going to be tornadoes and large hail with some very strong winds. Currently, Nashville is under a 10% hatched area, which is a 10% chance of a tornado within 25 miles of a point, with a 10% chance or greater that any given tornado will be of EF2 strength or higher. Just to the west, there is, including Kingston Springs and Dixon, there is a moderate risk with a 15% hatched, which is a 15% chance of a tornado within 25 miles of a given point, and once again another 10% chance that a tornado is of EF2 strength or higher. From Jackson all the way down to Little Rock, Arkansas, and further south, there is a 30% chance, a high risk, which is a 30% chance of a tornado within 25 miles. And as this is proven, there's already been 3 tornadoes at least within that high risk. 2 of them are currently ongoing. So it's looking like they're going to allow these tornado warnings just south of Jackson to expire and instead move to a severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag. As we keep an eye on the mesoscale discussions. Okay, hang on. What is... So the Storm Prediction Center has just released a mesoscale discussion discussing a possible watch, extension of the tornado watches for Middle Tennessee and Central Kentucky. As these storms continue, they are expecting bedded with. So should these storms not contribute, should these storms not suppress the main line as it comes through, then we can expect the risk for tornadoes and damaging wind gusts to increase throughout the mid to late evening. So we are expecting this main line to, at the moment, remain fairly strong as it comes through, which leads further to make sure your safe areas are cleaned out. A safe area is the most interior room of your house, away from windows and outside walls, or a basement, or a tornado shelter. I know many in Tennessee don't have designated tornado shelters, but those are the best place to be should you get put under a warning. Inside those shelters, make sure you have a phone, batteries, wear nice shoes you walk outside with, like hiking shoes or boots. You could also wear a helmet. Put your helmets in your safe place. Bike helmets, perfectly fine, especially for kids. Adults, there's no shame in wearing a helmet there either. I have a helmet, and I am an adult that I wear if I get put under tornado warning here. It's just safety. Those in RVs need to not be in them when the storm comes through here tonight, or mobile homes. You want to be in a well-built structure tonight. Go stay at a friend's house if you can. Hotel, whatever it takes to be safe and out of those manufactured homes. You want to be in a sturdy building tonight, this evening, and frankly now. So as we continue to watch, looking cells popping up and dying. Once again, if you see something you can safely get a picture of, please report it on X or Twitter with the hashtag TSpotter and tag the National Weather Service Nashville, NWS Nashville, and at Nash Severe Weather, Nash Severe WX. They will make sure that those get to the proper people. So currently watching 4 supercells across Middle Tennessee. Got one to the south of Waynesboro and to the west of Lawrenceburg near Collinwood. We've got the other one, this supercell that has produced a tornado in the past, southwest of Cumberland City, north of Waverly, and the supercell currently north of Nashville, northeast of Ashland City. Luckily, rotation with it has calmed down, but there is still rotation within it. Sorry, let's just get another radar set up for TBNA here, so we can monitor that as well. Takes a little bit of time for it to really get going. Latest mesoscale discussion from the National Storm Prediction Center is for western Tennessee into eastern Arkansas along the Mississippi River. This is the center of the high risk, which is expected. Expecting this area here is the most probable area that will see tornadoes, many of which could be strong, long track tornadoes. Plenty of shear, plenty of moisture. In fact, hang on, I want to see the satellite data real quick. So I've got a cool image to show you guys. Let me see here. Come on, that didn't work. Let's see here. Ooh, that's not right. Okay, you know what? We're gonna ignore that. Why? Okay, there we go. Apologies for that. Wanted to show this current satellite imagery, but this I'm not. That's not gonna happen right now. So as these storms continue to move northeast, they are moving into less favorable air here compared to along Mississippi River. However, there's still plenty of cape and shear for severe storms. Keeping a close eye on all the little pop-up cells that are coming up. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just continuing. Tennessee Ridge. Let me. Where is this? All right, so a lowering has been reported with this storm to the southwest of Tennessee Ridge. Likely a wall cloud. Have to keep an eye on that. So Cumberland City, Indian Mound, Oakwood. This storm does have a history of producing a tornado. Should you be put under a tornado warning, be prepared to go to your safe place. Let's see. So this severe warning will continue for Springfield, Cross Plains, White House, Orlando, Greenbrier, Coppertown, Ridgetop for a severe thunderstorm with 60 mile per hour wind gusts and 1 3/4 inch hail. Looks like our southern severe thunderstorm warnings near Eagerville were allowed to expire near, and that storm continues near Smyrna. Let's see. The cell to the south of Jackson remains severe thunderstorm warned. With the train of possible tag still on it. Seems to be following a very similar path to the previous supercell, just a bit to the east. So Lexington, Parker Crossroads, Beach Bluff, and Henderson, Tennessee. Be prepared to seek shelter should the warnings arise. The good news is with these storms, there don't, as of at least right now, it's not as active as it is to the west. And we've only seen one tornado in Tennessee today, as far as I'm aware. It was a very brief tornado. All right. As we continue to watch, remember to stay weather aware, but there's no need to be fearful or scared of these storms. It's spring. It happens. As long as you are prepared, you'll be okay. Looking at a lot of these storms seem to be weakening, or at the very least not strengthening, which is a very good sign. I'm going to pull up one of the models that we use and just take a look. Fortunately, I can't show this. Let's see. This was... Let's see. So a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for north of Nashville, including Goodlettsville, Millersville, Ridgetop, Greenbrier, White House, and Walnut Grove. For this cell right here, this is warned for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So, as we continue to watch, got a little bit of rotation with it. Let me take a look at another radar here. It's a little bit lower to the ground. Not seeing too much impressive. It's a bit obscured, unfortunately, by the actual city of Nashville. Here, look higher up in the atmosphere. There's definitely some shear with it. Some like our storm relative. Yeah. All right. But it looks like it's kind of getting ripped apart, which is good. It's possible that there's too much shear with these storms. So that's one of the things that we have to keep in mind, is just because there's a lot of something doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing. These storms can get going real quickly. There's plenty of fuel, what we call CAPE. Plenty of fuel for these storms. And there's a lot of shear. But if we have too much shear, they can actually rip these storms apart where they can't get going. Which I believe is what we're seeing with a lot of these smaller cells that are trying to start up. Like, watch this one that was near Linden, towards Centerville. It's starting to die. Okay, so we got a tornado warning for Jackson, Beach Bluff, Hendon, Henderson, Lexington, Cedar Grove, Parker Crossword, Clarksburg, Buena Vista, Holiday, Camden, Eva, and Big Sandy. That is a very large tornado warning. The National Weather Service in Memphis, my mistake, has issued a tornado warning for radar indicated rotation. There was a wall cloud reported. Let's see. Let's go to the Memphis radar. I can easily do. So, wall cloud reported here with this storm. This is actually a merger. We had these were two separate cells that then merged, or in the process of merging into one cell. So it's likely that the updrafts have combined, which increases the speed of them. You know, if you think of it like you have two things spinning against each other and they collide, it's going to spin faster because their speeds, even as they add up. So with these both updrafts, they decided to issue a tornado warning as a precaution. So that means that those in Jackson, Bemis, Malleus, Pinson, Beach Bluff, make sure you're in your safe place now. Those in Lexington, Cedar Grove, Parker Crossroad, Clarksburg, Holiday, Buena Vista, Bryceton, Eva, Camden, and Big Sandy, you have a couple minutes, but be heading to your safe places now. In fact, they can get the storm motion from the warning. Estimated path here. We've got a Storm Chaser. That's actually live streaming. Severe Studios. Jordan Hall is on this storm. I'm going to pull up his stream just to the side. Let's see here. Right.
When everybody's on a...
Sorry, had to mute that. Currently be watching that. Let's see. So we continue to watch the developing situation across the southeast, focusing mainly on Middle Tennessee and those the storms heading this way. Let me go ahead and go back to the Nashville radar, as that is our target. That's our forecast area. Constantly checking back to the Storm Prediction Center and other sources for updated information that they may have. Let's see. So it looks like northeast of Cheatham County had 2.5-inch hail reported. Those are very large hailstones. You do not want to be outside with those. All right. So we continue to watch storms progress to the east. northeast. Keeping an eye on everything that's going on. Rotation seems to be in a slight. And it's hard to tell with this storm here. It's kind of messy. Rotation is broad, which is a good sign for Cumberland City. But it is still there. Let's see here, we have a report here. Quarter-inch hail reported north of Jackson with that earlier storm. 1-inch hail reported in Madison, Tennessee, quarter-sized. Showing this study here south of Hohenwald and south of Mount Pleasant as it continues to make its way to the northeast. The storm near Centerville has died out, which is good. Currently, with this entire system coming through, there are currently 24 active tornado warnings. So that should tell you, you gotta treat this stuff seriously. Like I was saying earlier, you don't need to be scared of this stuff, but you have to respect it. It's very easy to protect yourself from these storms. That warning was allowed to expire south of Hohenwald. To protect yourself from these storms, you stay inside. Do not attempt to drive through these storms. It is incredibly dangerous. When you get if you get put under a tornado warning, you don't freak out. You go to the lowest level of your home or building, and you find the most interior room away from windows and exterior walls. If you don't have that, you can go into the bathtub in a bathroom and put a mattress over yourself. It's another good way to stay safe. If you have a basement, perfect. That's even better. There are many ways you can do to protect yourself from these. Being in a car is not a good idea. Do not drive under an overpass. And overpasses are not shelters. They act as wind tunnels. And if you're there for a tornado warning and a tornado crosses over, wind speeds will actually increase if you're under an overpass. You can also block emergency vehicles if you park under an overpass. And for those that are scared, trust me, I know I used to be scared of storms. I still am scared of storms, honestly. But the thing is, being scared of them really just kind of wastes your energy and makes you anxious. So just take a deep breath and take the steps that are done that we say to protect you, and you'll be fine. The reason why we say these things is because they work. You see pictures of houses that are completely gone away. The only thing that's standing? The closet underneath the staircase. It's because it works. These are tried and tested, true methods to protect yourself. If you're in a mobile home, get somewhere where that is a sturdy building. You want to, it could be a convenience store, anything that is a sturdy structure that you can be in for tonight and today. Just going to follow up on some other sources. Storm north of Millersville seems to be increasing in strength, but not so much rotation as much getting that big old hail core like we saw with the Ashen City storm. Storm also has some nice inflow with it. So that's for Middle Tennessee right now. Or keep an eye on this cell down to the southwest and the tornado warning just south and east of Jackson. So let's move through. And also, of course, the storms near Cumberland City and Millersville, Greenbrier, Cross Plains. But for the moment, Fairview, Franklin, Leapers Fork, Burns, Dixon, downtown Nashville, Spring Hill seems to be in a bit of a lull at the moment, which is good. Unfortunately, our friends in Arkansas, near Lake City, have Weather Service there has issued a tornado emergency, which is the highest level threat of a tornado warning there could possibly be. Take a look here. Actually, I think the Memphis radar should have a good picture of it. Oh, yeah. So here, let me show you what one of these looks like. So here we're at Memphis. This is in Arkansas. This is not Middle Tennessee. This is to the east of Jonesboro for Lake City. This is a supercell that has the tornado emergency tag. So we're going to go here. This is our debris tracker. This is the correlation coefficient. See this big blue dot? That means there's debris in the air. See this purple? That's not hail. That is debris being lofted. We can see the storm as it continues. You can see that it's getting stronger there. Here's rotation, where these bright colors mix, the bright reds to the bright greens. That's strong rotation right there. We can look at our rotation tracker and see that, yeah, that rotation tracker is maxed out. Good news is, if we're taking a look at without the radar, we can get the storm motion from the warning, place that right there. Good news is, it's mostly empty farmland. However, you can tell there are houses. In fact, it likely just went through this, unfortunately, this little neighborhood right there. Which, if we look at correlation coefficients here, sorry, let me do this. Here, this one stay here. It's very possible that that uptick in debris is due to just going over some homes. Of course, those anywhere Monette, Black Oak, Lake City, Leachville, and Arkansas, and all these places need to seek shelter. This tornado is large and on the ground. It's a tornado emergency. You get underground. You get to that lowest level interior room, and you stay there until the warning passes. Sorry, I need to make sure that There's not any friends and families in Monette, Arkansas. This is an intense tornado. This is an intense storm. It currently shows no signs of slowing down. Okay, good, good. All right. So, showing that, I'm going to head back to the Middle Tennessee radar for Nashville. Oh, sorry. Pulled up the wrong one on my screen. Here we go. All right. So we continue to track the severe storms in Middle Tennessee. This storm is about to fully cross into Kentucky. Storm near Oak Grove in Clarksville and Cumberland City is about to cross into Kentucky as well. The cell south of Hohenwald, just went to enter Hohenwald, continues to move along. It seems to be slightly weakening, which is a good sign. Whereas the tornado warning in Jackson continues. Currently got a stream up of a storm chaser following that storm. I can't show you, but they're on it. They're watching. Currently, nothing confirmed yet there, which is good. This area was already impacted by a tornado earlier today. This seems to be following that same cell's path, just a little bit to the east of where that storm went. So I do know there was hail that fell in this area here. Um, Confirmed from family, which is nice to know. Anyone else, if you would please send any hail photos that you have that you can take safely. Use using Twitter or X, hashtag TSpotter. That helps a whole bunch. Currently up to 25 tornado warnings with the storm system. In fact, there's been one up here in, what is that, Missouri? Sorry, no, this is Missouri. Quick drink. So sorry, I need to message some family concerning an area. There we go. All right. Let's continue to monitor. Southern Hoenn Wall continues to fall apart, which is good. Have to watch out for some reintensification, but currently it's not looking like it. Also waiting for any new upper air data, which would be nice. Let's see, so this main line is our biggest concern at the moment. It'll continue to move east through the overnight hours. Currently, Middle Tennessee and West Tennessee are under a particularly dangerous situation tornado watch. A high probability of tornadoes and strong tornadoes. It's likely many people in Western Tennessee will be put under a tornado warning tonight. Less of a probability for Middle Tennessee, however, that still remains. If you go to sleep, make sure you have a way to get woken up, whether that be through a phone alarm or someone calling you. Tornado sirens are not meant to be heard indoors. Do not rely on tornado sirens to wake you up. Preferably, you want a weather radio, a NOAA weather radio that makes a very loud, obnoxious noise, but it will wake you up. Trust me. Okay. At 6:45 p.m., National Weather Service Nashville has released an update. For essentially this area, this area right here. A expecting 60 mile per hour winds and brief tornadoes, hail of up to 2.5 inches, and very heavy rainfall. This area includes from Camden to Mount Juliet, and from Cornersville all the way to Clarksville. So this area here can be prepared for these storms with a history of monster hail. And yes, monster hail is the official designation. We've got hail, monster hail, we got gargantuan hail, large hail. It's not confusing at all. Let's see. The ongoing tornado outbreak across the southeast continues and will likely continue throughout the night. Taking a brief look at tomorrow, there are this chance of some large hail and tornadoes again through Arkansas and western Tennessee. Unfortunately, the threat is much less than it is today. That threat does exist tomorrow. The biggest threat from Middle Tennessee will continue to be heavy rainfall and flooding, as it's possible we get even more rain on Thursday. Sorry, on Friday. All right. About 5 minutes or so, the next weather balloon launch should be going up from Nashville. That will give us a better picture of what to expect with this line that's going to come through later tonight. Things have calmed down a little bit across Middle Tennessee. Storms are making their way into Kentucky. Remains severe warning for large hail and strong winds. Currently, there is only one tornado warning in Tennessee, and that is for this storm here. That is to the northeast of Jackson, Tennessee. Includes Cedar Grove, Lexington, Parker Crossroads, Clarksville, Holiday, Huntington, Camden. Make sure you are in your safe place as the storm continues. There may not be a tornado on the ground right now, but that could change very quickly. The atmosphere is incredibly volatile. And all right, so looks like weather service in what is this? This Nashville or no? The weather service in Louisville, Kentucky has issued a tornado warning for Bowling Green, Franklin, Kentucky, Woodburn, Rich Pond with this cell right here. Let's see, how's this storm looking? Currently 26 active tornado warnings across the southeast today at the moment. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for Montgomery County and Stewart County, Tennessee. This cell up here. Sorry, this cell over here to the northwest of Clarksville. Currently looking at the satellite imagery of Middle Tennessee at the moment. Got a lot of water vapor, obviously, and a lot of clouds. But it looks like things are starting to calm down here in central Middle Tennessee. Let's see where to go. I think this one will be good. Taking a look, unfortunately, it looks like there may be some clearing of the clouds to the west ahead of the main line. We don't want to see that. Let me see. Yeah, maybe not. Let's see. Just go here. View Tennessee. As we continue to watch, the situation continues to develop. We're monitoring the storm is almost the Mississippi River. Good news is balloon launches should be happening now across the state and well, across the country, really. We'll know better about how the atmosphere looks after these storms have come through. We're hoping that these storms have absorbed most of the energy, what we call the Cape, and that's why these have struggled to get going because there's no more energy left. That's what we're hoping to see when this latest balloon goes up. As for right now, it seems that we'll have a break from Middle Tennessee. However, those in Waverly, New Johnsonville, and Camden need to be prepared, as well as Cumberland City, Dover, and Clarksville. It's possible that this supercell continues to move in your direction and not weaken. All right. I'm sorry, but I will be right back. I'm going to put this in motion. Middle Tennessee. I'll be back as soon as I possibly can. All right, I am back. Sorry about that. Just had to go to the bathroom and take a quick break. Since I've been gone, the tornado warning for this cell for the Clarksburg storm has been allowed to expire, which is good news. Which is very good news. Let's see here. What is it? Yeah, so we're 21 minutes past 0Z. The next sounding data should be coming in within the next 9 or so minutes, hopefully, which will be perfect. That will give us a better idea of what the environment is like for these storms as they approach. The Clarksburg storm still has a lot of hail with it. Of course, from this far away, we're looking. How far are we looking up in this storm? We're looking 10,000 feet above the surface. So it's likely that's not reaching the ground. Weather service in Memphis is about to get hammered. Then I'm sure they're extremely busy at the moment. Which is why if anyone is here in Western Tennessee, if you have any reports, you can safely, that's the keyword, safely take pictures and send. That would be a massive support to them. Unfortunately, there have been reports of fake videos and fake reports today. That is illegal. And frankly, why would anyone think to do such a thing? I mean, you're just hurting other people and making more work for the people that do their best for it to keep you and your property safe. I'm taking a look at the storm analysis, SPC mesoscale analysis. Shear has continued to slightly increase across Western Tennessee, according to it, along with some increase in tornado potential along this line, of course. We'll be continuing to watch that. Dew points in Tennessee. No, Tennessee. Let's see here. We're at. Where's the dew point? Wet bulb 60. Dew point 62. So we got low 60s for dew points, looking like. Low to mid 60s. With 80 degrees around. So high enough for storms. Luckily, let's see here. So just wait on that new sounding to come in. It'll be a huge help. Satellites, it's dark now, so no point in looking at that. Currently following up on some of the storms that went through Arkansas, as those will eventually be making their way through Tennessee as they move to the northeast. Let's see. What does this mean? Sorry. All right. Okay, so that's not here. So continue to watch. Storm following mostly the same path as the cells before it. These areas have already been hit hard by some strong storms. They will continue to do so as the main line continues to approach the front, cold front. Let's see. Figured you can experience some rain here shortly. We keeping an eye on everything. So I think when we have a break here, I'm going to go ahead and cut the stream off here. I'll join back once these storms start entering Middle Tennessee, or if something else pops up. But for the moment, we've got a nice break, and I think we're going to take it. So I'll be live again later tonight, most likely, as the line approaches, and I will do my best to keep everyone informed. All right. Thank you.